So the last time I was here, I told the owner floor in the kitchen was kind of rough. This is actually the old flooring guy that I used to use. I'm never impressed. I fully understand that you had to take that pedestal sink out and you're just letting the sink, and the sink is literally just hanging there by 2 bolts, just ready to break off. I also received a picture from the owner showing me the wood underneath. I'm not trying to be a crybaby, but just finish the job. Like if you had to move the items, just put the items back. Like, I feel like that's part of the job. I mean, somebody's gonna have to get the sticker off of here. Like, what is this? Like, what is this? Like, what you got going there? Some other solution besides that. Still pretty soft here, my personal opinion, but. All right, oh yeah, sweet job, sweet job. So what I normally do right here is just lay down a level and then use my oscillating tool, go along there and trim the hangover. All right, so now I can actually install a transition there. Let me just use some metal shears and basically just cut it. Alright, there you go, and that's it. Working in this bathroom, I just laid this trim crack up here on the top. The guy showed me this a long time ago. Do that, smear these in here. This is a rental, so keep that in mind. And then what you do is you come back with your damp rag and you can wipe off all that excess, and all you're left with is that hole that's filled. And then you can also wipe it off of the paneling. Are you gonna be able to see these nail holes? Absolutely, but you know, for the most part, they're gonna be covered. I'm not gonna have to paint it. We move on and keep on going. Good thing I pulled this because there's a hairball and there's a lighter in there, all kinds of good stuff. Oh, change, what? I did make a mistake on this door and I ended up buying a 30-inch door instead of a 28. So I had to rip down a little bit there and then take out the strips, glue them back together, created a lot more work for myself, got it done. I would have returned the door, but I'd already cut the hinges at that time. This is how I like to set toilets. Before I even get the wax ring involved, I like to get the bolts set, and then I like to see the toilet is gonna rock, and then I use these composite shims, some sort of composite shim, and then I put those in place, and then I see if the toilet rocks. I get it, you know, situated, and then I will add the wax ring. But another couple tips is make sure your wax ring is secured down to the subfloor. So I added a screw. So I added a screw right there, and I added a screw right there. These washers are definitely too large, but it's all I had. And then I go ahead and get my bolts in there, tighten them down, and you know, get everything in place and ready to go. I always like to bust them apart and see what's inside of them. There you go. There you go. So it was. So it was messing up the toilet right there, whatever that is. Take the wax ring and you kind of twist it on there. Seems to want to stick better. Get it centered, and then set the toilet down into place. I already went ahead and changed this supply line. Just a couple of tips on setting toilets. The main thing is you have to have that flange attached to something. It has to be secured, so when you tighten up those bolts, you know, you're pulling those two things together. I always put a little Blue Monster pipe dope on this the donut ring that goes on the back of the tank that goes up there. So yeah, that's my next tip. I'm coming down to the last couple things I need to do on this property. Actually, for that window right there, Just need to rescreen this because it has that hole right there. It's not too hard. Go ahead and pull this out all the way around. And then I actually carry a huge roll of screen on my truck. It's the cheapest way to buy it. Yeah, the most convenient. So I actually have a spot just for this and it's inside of a PVC tube that is inside my van. All right, I think that'll work. So this, I just bill a pretty minimum fee for just the screen. Because I live life on the edge, I use a hook blade with nothing on there. And then I just run it right along there. I'm holding it just like that. All right, there you have it all done. Right here against the tub, I went ahead and tried to clean that top edge so that when I put this on, you can't see any of that. It looks like I need to scrape just a little bit. All right, I'm gonna work on getting this down just a little bit lower so that whenever I glue that Cove base up on there, you won't be able to see that little bit of edge there of dirt or glue or whatever it is. Using the Roberts 7200 base bond wall base adhesive. All right, flip it over, put some on here. I always try to leave it a little bit away from the top so that it doesn't squeeze out. Try to get a pretty even coat there. I don't really know what I'm doing. I actually do not like this Cove base at all. I do not. I despise Cove base. So all right, and then I just push it on here real good. That's basically it. All right, I just had a little piece to put in right there.